What's up guys, it's Lord Both here with another video, and this video is about our friends at Kotaku. Kotaku, already having a rough go of it these days, seems to be even worse off today. Now if you don't know anything about Kotaku, or you're new to the sphere or something like that, Kotaku is essentially a gaming news site, where they also do big J journalism. Of course, that journalism is essentially spouting leftist narrative points, and generally pushing DEI bridge agenda within the context of the gaming sphere. Essentially, Kotaku is
a wretched hive of scum and villainy.
But they were dealt a massive blow today, and on National Video Games Day of all days. This comes to us from GameIndustry.biz. Kotaku Australia to shut down. License holder Pedestrian Group to refocus on own brands, also drops Vice and Gizmodo. In country, dozens laid off. Kotaku Australia will be shutting down as license holder Pedestrian Group has restructured to focus on its own brands. Dozens of staff are being laid off as a result of the move. They reportedly were informed of the news via email sent by Pedestrian Group CEO Matt Rowley. Quote, "We've made the tough decision to focus on our wholly owned pedestrian brands where we control the strategy, the content, the product, the sales, and the outcome, the entire business." Managing editor of Kotaku Australia, David Smith, commented on social media, "Today, the story of Kotaku Australia comes to a sad and abrupt end. It has been one of the greatest joys of my life to wake up every day and run a site I love with all my heart." He also mentioned that Kotaku Australia was the second highest read site in Pedestrian Group's portfolio. So what this is essentially saying is that Kotaku Australia has lost its funding from the group funding it, and they will be forced to shut down within Australia. However, Kotaku as the actual company still exists and will still be putting out slop for people to read. That also hasn't stopped one of our old friends and most outspoken editors at Kotaku, Alyssa Mercante, from speaking out on the situation. This comes to us from Master of the TES via Twitter. "You have no idea what journalism is. Your websites look like they're from 2001. They're riddled with typos. You use yourselves as sources for stories. You have an internet connection and a webcam and think you have something worthy to say. You don't. We could set my Nana up with a Razer Kaio in her care home and she'd make more coherent shit."
Shut up, silly woman.
So, obviously, that's massive coping, so there's that for you. What's next, Alyssa? You gonna challenge the CEO of Pedestrian Group, Matt Rowley, to a fistfight on the streets like you did Vera Dark? I'm still holding out for that pay-per-view, by the way. My only stipulation about that fight between Vera and Alyssa is that it should be done in bikinis. You'd sell even more pay-per-views that way. She goes on to say down here, "It's a shame that private equity and Google have gutted legacy media sites and have the stupidest, cruelest people in the world are rushing in to fill the gaps." Well, hold the fuck on there for a second. The whole reason this legacy media that you're a part of, pushing these kinds of leftist agendas within the bounds of our consumed media, only exists because you're getting ESG money. Because places like Google and other private equity firms are funneling money to you and viewers. As this brew says here in the corner, Kotaku only exists because Google can send gullible people to the site who don't know enough or know better. That's why when Google traffic dies, they do. No audience goes there to see what they have to say specifically. Essentially, Kotaku has been built on a house of cards this whole time. And now that the money's drying up, that house of cards has come tumbling. It wouldn't be a surprise in my mind that within a year, we would see Kotaku as a whole company start to crumble. And by start to crumble, because it already has, I mean completely fold. Because the truth is, they're in a type of media that is dying in terms of consumption. And they're appealing to opinions about society that are increasingly diminishing in terms of people who believe them. But that's just my thoughts on the subject. If you guys have your own thoughts, go ahead and leave them in the comments. If you like this video, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, I appreciate you listening this long, and we'll talk to you again later.